Hey, it's Griff, playing some Saints Row 4. And this is a show and tell, or whatever. So Saints Row 4 has had a bit of a troubled past. We'll start out there. It was, alright, so, well, after Saints Row 3 came out, there was supposed to be additional downloadable content, one of which was Enter the Dominatrix, a spin-off DLC-based game. Downloadable content game where, you could continue the antics of the Saints Row universe, but in a computer-generated world similar to, like the Matrix. That had even originated long before, or a few months before, as an April Fool's joke. But then, unfortunately, with the bankruptcy of THQ, the Saints Row franchise was taken in Enter the Dominatrix was taken into a different direction and billed as a full game apart from Saints Row 3. Made sense to kind of spin that off and make as much off it as it can when that company was hurting as badly as it was. Once the bankruptcy went through and the franchise sales started, Deep Silver ended up picking up the Saints Row franchise, and I believe it was that time when this game was turned into what it is now. No longer Enter the Dominatrix, but the next Saints Row game, Saints Row 4. So that whole concept still stays true. The game is set primarily within a virtual reality of Steelport. Everything is pretty much the same in regards to what is happening in the world. If you've ever played a Saints Row game before, or any sort of Grand Theft Auto-ish open world game, you're running around, looking at your little mini-map there, doing missions. What definitely separates this from any other open world game is the fact that you don't really have to abide by the stupid rules that most of those games have, such as having to drive places, do stuff. I mean, now I'm pretty far into the game, level 30 or something, and I have the ability to do this superhero speed dash, breaking, kind of the game and any need to actually drive anywhere. You can get the super jump too, you can air dash and glide. Very similar to like Prototype or Infamous. The moving around the world feels really, really good. The control you have with your powers, the accuracy, the speed, everything is just top notch. It's really awesome that a game that's an open world game like this can take on some of the key characteristics of like those games I mentioned before, and put that in here and kind of just toe the line of breaking the game at large and creating just an unbelievably fun sandbox to exist in. So yeah, we can run up buildings. Yep. Yeah. So there's a lot of platforming, kind of playground-ish challenges in the world. As you can see here on my map, there's that little blue dot. So I'm going to see if I can find that. There it is. So in this case, I need to activate a special power to get that, stop the ground, break that, I get a cluster. Very similar to like Crackdown with orbs. You're just going over the city, you see a little... you see a cluster, and then you're just running there to try and collect them. And with clusters, you're able to upgrade your powers So you can run faster or run for longer periods of time, jump higher, get more air dashes. Here, so here we go. Here we got just a cluster chilling right there. And since it's an open world game, you know, there's still crap for us to do. Here we got some weapons.
I may not know art, but I know that sucked.
So yeah, Saints Row 4 is definitely much more of a playground than Saints Row 3 is. Saints Row 3 was silly and stupid and very tongue-in-cheek with the open world nature. You know, did different things with that genre that games have never done before for the best. Kind of just embracing the silliness of like the franchise itself. Saints Row 4 has taken that to another level by kind of satirizing the gameplay. The only problem is it is very reliant on your knowledge of like Saints Row 3. So, or I should say, Saints Row 3 did it first and funnier. This game, I think, is a better game, but it's definitely also you know, a very different game. And once you go here, it's going to be very, very hard to go back to something like Saints Row 3 just because of all the limitations that you would have, because, you know, you're not using superpowers to shoot a bunch of robots. Or getting things like dubstep guns. So there we go. You know, challenges in this world, you just bounce right out of there pretty quickly. There's always something to be done. Doing all this stuff, doing all these missions is a little different from like your reasonings for doing it in other Saints Row games. Is you're not trying to control territories as much as you're trying to, well, gank territories. It's more of you're trying to disrupt this computer system by kind of breaking the rules, and then thus thwarting the aliens that have captured the people in this simulation. So, you know, it's a lot of fun to just run around. We can just pop up in here the menu. You got powers here, like I mentioned. I don't have them all filled out, of course, but you know, look at all this stuff you get here, all these different things, and you're going to be spending those clusters to upgrade them. And then just like Saints Row previous, you know, you've got your abilities, much like 3, you know, you've got, or yeah, Saints Row 3, you've got, you know, double your health, no damage essentially over here. Unlimited ammo, so things that just, you know, push that superpower nature, that power fantasy even further. You can call in gang members. Keith David, your vice president, you know, he's in this game. Crazy references to other Saints Row games like Shondi from the previous Saints Row and this character, veteran child, who sucks. So let's. So you've got your main missions. At the point I'm at right now, we're going to try and free these other gang members, our homies, Asha, who's this King, and then Pierce. You know, I've done Matt Miller's, which was really fun. Shondi's was all right. But after you know, free them from their area and do a fun little mission to unlock them, they have like a side mission, a loyalty mission, where you're kind of doing a special mission that revolves only around them, and they're pretty original and pretty funny. Not until Matt Miller's missions was I finally kind of chuckling at this game. It is so referential to other Saints Row games that it doesn't quite have the same charm that Saints Row 3rd did. It does feel it does feel recycled quite a bit. Not to say that there's nothing funny in it, but it just doesn't have the same originality. So here's a dumb little hacking minigame, because, you know, games. See how well this goes for me. Alright, so can't do that. So if we end up taking too long here, then the evil monster forces dudes come out and arrest you. This is not going well. I solved it! Yay! And now that, you know, pumps in more money to our bank account every once in a while. Ooh, another thingy. Okay. So, you know, while you're doing these missions, it's pretty easy to just see these clusters around here, especially when you've been, or when you're in an area that you haven't been before. You know, there's quite a bit of them just sitting around, and it's hard to not be enticed by the collecting of them, because, you know, you upgrade your powers and whatnot, and it is fun to run faster and hit harder, and, you know, you have your make everything more awesome button still. It just isn't used quite the same as it was before, since everything is already kind of crazy. Button to make things crazier seems a little superfluous. This is good. These are good missions here. It's just me doing all this hacking. Maybe I'll just jump out of this, because this kind of sucks. So, you know, there are still kind of the same Saints Row 3 mission types, like, you know, doing the insurance fraud by ragdolling yourself, or getting in a tank and shooting up a bunch of stuff. Well, here, let's do this one. So this one, we've got like some exosuit that will ride in here and probably blow up a lot of crap. So yeah, you know, gold, silver, bronze award levels, and just kind of make as much craziness and mayhem as you can.
Just better than everyone.
Yep. Voice actor choices, you know, male 1 default, Troy Bake, gotta go with that. There's pretty good jokes of Nolan North being a character who is playing Nolan North as a character here, as the main character, which, you know, I don't really think comes across quite as well as maybe the zombie of, he is definitely the zombie of Saints Row the third. Just, it's not quite as funny, because it just reminds me of Deadpool, which is a bummer. Yep, so just blowing crap up. We gotta cool down here on our rockets. Yep.
That guy skipped combat training? Eat your heart out, Johnny.
Yeah, so I don't really know how much more of this to show except for just, you know, continuing doing side missions. Because the loyalty missions and the character missions are easily the best part. I mean, in terms of storytelling and writing and jokes and all that stuff, the side missions are absolutely the best part. It's these kind of things which end up being more tedious, and I think I may have failed to mention, but as you keep playing and you unlock more homies to hang out with, their side missions. Basically, they get a special one, but then they also have, like, to get to the special one, you have to do 3 other sets of side missions for them, which are just collections of 4 or 5 just of these side missions that are in the world. So you end up having to cover a lot of ground to get to some of the more funny stuff. Yep. So it's you know, it's a lot of just this. But then there's also a lot of, there's also a lot of this, which is awesome. I guess I don't really know how important the story is to listeners of watchers of this, but I think, you know, once you get to this level, and this is why when I kind of first started the game, I was feeling a little cold on it, just because it didn't really feel unique. It just felt like kind of more of a retread of Saints Row the Third, which, you know, more of a good thing. It's a good thing. It just wasn't as charming as the first one because it's not doing anything new. And you know, the thing that kind of really got me was there are some jokes and some bits that are literally like almost in the same time frame. Like, you know, let's say like a half hour into the game, you get the, hey, let's sing the song together with the person you're driving around with. Like that is something that happens in this game. And you know, it was a really funny bit in Saints Row the Third, but having that exact same joke pulled out again feels a little definitely weird. I don't know, cheap maybe is being a little mean, but this game has found its own humor, but there's just never been anything quite as good as, you know, seeing Saints Row the Third, like the Burt Reynolds bit, or the power playing while you're flying into or taking out the house, or you know, the Deckers Die. There's definitely some things that are trying to be Deckers Die, but nothing hits that mission. Hits the. I mean, it tries. It's very close, and it does some cool stuff, and it definitely adds on to what has been done before. It's not the same, and it's definitely not as original. So, I'd like to keep playing. Of course, I am. I'm going to keep playing because it's fun. It's super fun. I just don't know if I can give this the like resounding recommendation that I did for Saints Row the Third. I think if there's one really good thing to say about Saints Row the Third, it's that, or Saints Row the Fourth, it's that it's great motivation for you to go play Saints Row the Third before you go play Saints Row the Fourth, simply because you can't go back. Like, you know, this freedom of movement, this ability to navigate the city at this high speed, and this kind of like what this game has done to the franchise is it's kind of made it something else. And to go back to Saints Row the Third, yes, it's going to be funny and it's going to be fun, but it's going to feel so slow and so sluggish and so uncomfortable, and you know, it's just all those kind of glaring flaws of the gameplay of open world games are going to get shown, because you can cheat essentially in this game, and it definitely seems like you're encouraged to by how broken the superpowers are. Yeah. So, oh yeah. So I'll just show you this here quick. So, like I said, you know, you're in a computer simulation, but you're also outside of it too on the ship. And cue all your Mass Effect jokes here. So you can see Kinsey here in the last game. She's on the ship, and we can talk to Kinsey.
Intelligence, this wiring must have been contracted to the lowest bidder.
Or we can romance Kinsey.
Kinsey, you wanna fuck?
Let's go.
So you go, Mass Effect jokes. Hilarious. Yeah. That's about it. There is co-op multiplayer, but I honestly haven't figured out how to do that yet. It is in the game, and there are missions that are specifically saying like, hey, you need somebody else to play this, and I don't have somebody else to play this, so hard to see what that actually means, but you know, it's awesome. It still has taken the craziness of Saints Row storytelling and transferred it into the gameplay as well. So I'll just shoot some things up here for a bit, and we'll end it on that. What we got here? Flamethrower. No. Only have that still. Yep, dubstep gun. Hilarious. Plays dubstep. Shoots bullets as the beats drop, or whatever.
So much for a hard fight.
I wonder if it works on vehicles. Yep, still got your wrestle moves. So just shooting off pieces of the vehicle. Oh, yep, okay. See if we can get maybe some aliens or something to come out.
Better you than me.
Alright, there we go. So here we go. So, you know, instead of just getting police and whatnot and SWAT things to come after you, now you've got these crazy aliens who are portaling into your location and messing you up. But we don't care. You know, same highly upgraded weapons. You've got explosive bullets here on the handguns. Like I just turned into something, that's weird.
I'm just that good.
Alright. Bullets there. Oh, I see. So we gotta deal with these dudes. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, so instead of a tank, we get this big, horrible monster with a shield. So I'm gonna have to beat him up. And this is gonna be tough. He's got superpowers. There is nobody around here for me to get health from. You know, it's kind of weird. You don't really think about it in, you know, modern game design, like, oh man, I'm out of health. It's just not a thing that really happens anymore, but, you know, it works. Oh, come on. Okay, so we gotta shoot him, take his shield down. Here we go. With our powers. He jumps around because he's annoying. I must be out of bullets. Okay, so he is injured, and now Matrix. Jump into him. And quick time event. All right, there we go.
They call you a warden? Oh, man.
So I don't really know why we do that, like why it escalates to that dude and then it's all quiet. And I wish there was a little bit more of a reward for doing those things, but you know what? It was fun. So this has been Saints Row 4. I'm Griff, and this has been a show and tell for Boss Barrel. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps to inform your choice to possibly pick up Saints Row, or I don't even know how to trying to do a taunt or something here, but I don't know. Inform your purchasing decision or playing decision of this game. So, there we go. Thanks.